So how do you think you did out there?
I thought I did pretty well today. It was only about like 15 minutes, and I was the only offensive lineman. But things went fast, and I thought I played pretty well.
Did you do any of the testing?
No testing today. I'm just gonna go with what I got at the combine.
Okay.
What are you hearing in terms of maybe like a range where you could go, or is it too early for that? Or
I don't even know. I try not to worry about that. I just try to go out there and do whatever I can, and do whatever I could in the All-Star games and the combine and pro day and the workouts I have with the teams. And I just don't really try to worry about it.
Your thoughts about the whole process since you finished up? How has it been for you?
It's pretty stressful, but it's good. It's definitely different than college. I had to start reading books because I felt like my brain was going to mush. No one's kind of forcing me to engage that, but it's been nice. I've liked it.
What books have you read?
I'm actually reading I'm reading a collection of short stories right now by B.J. Novak. He was in
The Office.
Yeah. It's actually really funny. I'd check it out if I were you guys. If you guys like humor.
What workouts do you have scheduled? Who do you have workout scheduled with?
I don't know. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh yeah.
say whatever you want.
You're not free agent.
Yeah, college.
I don't know if there's like a swear to secrecy or. I've had like little private workouts with the Eagles, the Ravens. I have a couple scheduled up here with the Cardinals, Texans, Panthers, and it's really, I don't know how many more there'll be, and I think the Falcons want one, and it's they just sort of call, and I don't know, I don't really know,
Has it just been guard for you, or are you still doing some center?
I do both. I do both, yeah.
Is that going to be kind of one of your strengths? Do you think is the versatility? You can go either way.
I think that's probably a big thing, is that I'm pretty versatile, and I play both, and I feel like I've played both at a pretty high level. So I think that's just something that a lot of NFL teams with limited roster spots value.
How has the last year that you've experienced here with this staff maybe furthered your being ready for what you're facing now?
My last year here was awesome, and a fifth year is always great. I took one class and played football, and that was awesome, and that was, I feel like, as close as you could be to being a professional football player as you could be in college, and that was a big thing for me. I was able to watch more film, and with Coach Harbaugh and Coach Drevno, they were awesome at teaching me things, and I think a lot of teams are impressed with my knowledge of defenses and plays and even some formations. So I think that they've been awesome for me.
The combine and the interviews, how were those? How much was the off-the-field stuff discussed, and how tough was that process for you?
They talk about, whenever I meet with the team, they talk about it, and it's really not tough. You just sort of tell them what happened, and that's all you can really do. They've read about it. They just want to see if you tell the truth, and that's sort of it.
What else did they want to? What other questions did they have? Anything about the walk-on stuff, or any other questions you got?
I feel like half the guys, most of the guys I talked to didn't know that I was a walk-on. So I tell them that, and they're like, "Oh, okay." But I'll tell them about that. I tell them about my family background, and it's they just want as much information as they can possibly have, and make a educated decision on who they're going to draft.
Have you decided what you're going to be doing on draft day or draft days?
Probably playing Call of Duty. That's probably it.
You're not going to sit there and watch the TV and agonize over it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that really does anything. It's great for the guys that get picked, and I've met a lot of guys over these past couple months, and made actually a lot of good friends, and I'll check in on it, maybe in between some games, see who got drafted, but I'm not gonna sit there and watch it, I think.
How do you get prepared for the mindset of, you've been in a college rah-rah atmosphere for 5 years now, going into a pretty much business all the time environment. How do you prepare for that? It's tough for a lot of people to make that transition.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I really don't know. I haven't really put much thought into it until you asked, but I don't think it's something that will be that big of an issue for me. I think I'll handle it pretty well.
Is the walk-on, do you think that kind of maybe has helped prepare you? Because in the NFL, there's no scholarship. You got to take somebody's job.
I think that a lot of teams actually sort of like that because they see that I wasn't somebody who sort of came in and was like a guy in waiting for a job. Like I had to go out and earn it, really. And I think that I had to earn my scholarship, earn my starting position. And I think that a lot of teams sort of take that as like a green flag, and are just like, that's good for us, I feel like.
Graham, have you had time to like reflect on everything that you went through here, like walk on to scholarship to almost off the team to now you're almost going to be drafted, the whole ride you had? Have you had time to kind of like, reflect on that, or has it just been too busy?
Honestly, not really. Like I just sort of take it day by day and just try to do, I feel like, the best I can. And I think that that's something that I had done more this last season, but it was something that I really done my whole career, and I don't really feel like there's time to look back because you just got to keep really moving forward.
Any thoughts on Mason Cole playing center in your old spot and what he brings to that position?
You know, I've watched a couple practices. I've gone to practice a couple times. I've been really tempted to like live tweet it out, and
Please do.
I feel like they wouldn't like that. Half the tweets I would tweet would definitely be real. The other half might be fake. Kinnell struggling, Jordan Glasgow shining. But you guys would take that and run with that, I feel like. But I think Mason's doing a good job. He's just adjusting to a new position, but he had a little taste of it last spring, and he's progressing well. Him and Pat are pushing each other, and I think Pat's playing good ball, and I think Mason's also doing really well.
Going back to meeting with teams, the interview process, what's the most unusual question you were asked by NFL teams?
I mean, realistically, they wouldn't ask me a lot. Like I don't have like a ton of unusual questions because they actually asked me like a ton of questions about my off the field stuff. As you guys would probably imagine, you guys still ask me stuff about the off the field stuff. But it really was just like, as I said at the combine, it's like, what's one thing you would change about yourself? And I took it more along the lines of like, I don't know, like I'd have smaller feet. I'd be able to buy shoes at a store instead of online.
What size are your feet?
15 or 16, depending on brand. Really.
Is there anybody that you've reached out to, former teammates or anything, for advice on how to go about this process, or are you just kind of feeling your way through it?
A lot of teams have, or not a lot of teams, a lot of people have sort of reached out to me. Like it's been, like I've had Jake Ryan talk to me about it. I've had Taylor talk to me about it. And those two are really the main two I've talked to. Taylor's been great about it, and Jake was pretty helpful. I mean, like they just sort of gave me a little something to expect about like the combine, about just pro day, stuff like that.
Going back to the reflecting question, you mentioned how stressful this process has been, how new it's been. When was the first time, do you remember when you really thought that this was a possibility, second semester year, fifth year, senior year, spending so much time preparing for the draft?
I would probably say it was, I thought that I'd be able to do it when I was sort of coming out of, I thought I near the end of the season I was playing pretty well, I feel like in 2014, but then I think like near the end of spring ball I thought I was playing really, really well, and at that point in time I was like, I have a real shot to do this, and I'm forced not to drink, so let's do this right, and I decided to refocus my life and give it my all, and it's sort of paid off. Not sort of, it's paid off.
Do you think that the decision or the forced decision not to drink was a significant factor in your jump and where you are now?
I mean, yes and no. I think that I was going to take it seriously either way, but I think that just that extra added push really made me, I think, be like a role model in some ways for the younger guys. Like it's show them that you can mess up, but if you make a conscious effort to really better yourself, that you can still do well and sort of make it, I guess.
How much weight did you lose?
It wasn't like lost weight. It was more just changing my body. At my lowest, I was at I think just a hair under 17% body fat, which is really low for an offensive lineman. And I had lost like 3%, I think it was, that off season. But a lot of that goes to Coach Tolbert also, and the weight staff. I mean, I I can't just be like, I did it all myself, because that's definitely not the case.
How have you seen Ryan approach this injury recovery process?
I think he's taking it really well. He's doing all the rehab, doing well. I think he's ahead of schedule, and I wish that spring ball was maybe like a month or so pushed back, and I feel like Ryan would have been able to get after it. But I think that he's in high spirits, and I think that he'll be just as good or probably better. I mean, he'll be better than he was last year going into this next season. And I think he was pretty good.